Hey there. I'm the Cannastrologer. My name is Abby. We're doing this video for Aries. I just got like I just felt like I hit a wall of energy and it just sucked it all out of me. So I don't know if that's just me and the hour that we're in. And I happen to be doing this on the Pisces full moon and it's Mercury retrograde today. Or if that's how you're feeling, Aries. So that said, this is for the week of September 12th through September 18th of 2022. But this is timeless, and so you're meant to see it whenever you see it. The messages are for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. But if you're a cross watcher and this resonates, then it's for you as well. But Aries fire sign, I've been saying in all of my other reads, there's been a lot of fiery energy anyway. Doesn't matter what sign you are. So I think that's just astrologically what's going on right now, even though we're having like a full moon in Pisces, and then we're in Libra right now. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I haven't really been looking at the charts, but anyway, let's get into it. We're going to start with Black Moon Astrology cards. I already did pre-shuffle, and during the pre-shuffle, the song, I always listen to music, and then the song that I had been listening to, it's When I'm Gone, and that's by Alesso and Katy Perry. So, excuse me. It was talking about, when I'm gone, you think you're moving on. I'm never really gone. And then it says somewhere in there, I'm always your favorite that you'll never forget. So whether maybe you had a breakup and are having a hard time getting over somebody, or they're having a hard time getting over you, and that's just like how you feel, that they're going to feel about you. And of course, this isn't for everybody, but I feel like it's for somebody, that's for sure. Because all that energy, again, I felt like, I just had this taken out of me. Like you just went through something and just walking away. That said, let's shuffle a little and see what we've got for our Black Moon Astrology. I know here, every full moon and new moon, where I live, it gets windy. I've noticed that every single time. I don't know if that's how it is with wherever you're at, but if you have, weather patterns that happen around the full moon, I always notice that. Today, it started last night, but we had a massive dust storm. So the air here has been, it's been gross. We've been coughing, and it feels like you're when you just step outside for 5 seconds, you have sand in your mouth and in your teeth. Ugh. All right, bottom of the deck. I always just read bottom of the deck. We've got lunar eclipse, number 43 change. So changes in the air. I was just saying it. Full moons and new moons. We're having Pisces full moon right now. The winds of change. It's like a cleansing period, and that's what it's all about. And it's funny, we have the moon cycles right here too. It's bottom of the deck. Let's see what we've got on top. This is for Aries. First house, the body. All about you. Without looking into what this is about, I can already tell it's your true personality, your sun sign, Aries, your being in your power. But it could also mean your actual physical body as well. Taking care of yourself, making sure that you're not overexerting too much energy, or letting other people or other relationships or things, affect you physically. But let's see what the book says. am not the perishable. I am not the perishable body, but the eternal self. Ramana Maharshi. I butchered the last name. I apologize. Going to give you the Cliff Notes version. Oh, nice. The corresponding tarot card to number 25. Take that number as it resonates. But it's the Fool, so that's new beginnings. New beginnings. The key ideas behind this are appearance, the subject of your question, the way you come across, beginnings, new projects, new starts, the actual body, the face you show to the world. And it's interesting, I said sun sign because that's kind of like what your sun sign is. It's where you were born on the astrological wheel and kind of like where you're placed, and it's kind of like what you show. So, yeah. All right, so let's get into the actual tarot. We're using the Book of Shadows Tarot. It's a two deck tarot deck, and the as above is like more of like the spiritual realm, and then the so below is what's happening in the 3D right now, modern world, and it clarifies the spiritual. So we start with that first. I'm not going to use these decks for all of them. First off, I have a gazillion decks, and I want more, a lot more. But I just like the energy around them, especially with this full moon and the retrograde. Retrograde, you know, it's kind of like about going in reverse, right? And making sure that you have acknowledged everything that maybe you didn't have completely wrapped up before. For me, it seems to me that, I don't know why, but it makes me think of the number 2, like back and forth, or as above, so below. And that's why I really enjoy using this deck. Plus, it clarifies each other. So, okay, one more. Also, I'm feeling like there's a lot that I want to say, but it's not getting said. Probably when I'm rambling. Okay, bottom of the deck, and I always read bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck is the 4 of air. So that talks about going within and meditating and taking time for self-care. That makes a lot of sense, especially with the first house, the body, the actual body. You have to take care of the body in order to be productive in any way, shape, or form. And that's both physically and mentally. And it's interesting, I just said mentally, because air is all about communication and the mental, you know. And if you just heard that sound, that's my bunny. I have a bunny in my office, so. But yeah, so that's just the bottom of the deck energy. Maybe you're taking some time out for yourself. Maybe you're taking some rest and, you know, R&R, some rest and relaxation. Or maybe you need to. So let's see. What was in the past position? The 2 of fire. And you know what's interesting? So the 2 of fire, I don't know. Sorry, my light. Ugh. Okay. He's holding a staff there, and it looks like, I want to say it's a medical staff. And I just got done talking about R&R. Maybe there's something medical in the past that you're getting over. I know that there's a ton of people, you know, getting over COVID. You know, and it's fire. You know, I hate saying this, but I have to say it just because as a reader, like, I'm not like pointing anybody out specifically, but like if there's like STDs or something like that, you know, that was looked at, or maybe you're taking care of that now. But definitely that's, I feel like, you know, something medical, and also it's in the past, because that's what the 2 of Wands is something that happened in the past, and it's in the past position nonetheless. So this current position, we've got the Queen of Fire, and she's all about magic. She's your witch. She uses her passion. She uses her fire and her that nature to be able to transmute, transform, you know, really perform magic. So whether you yourself, Aries, have your eye on this queen, or it could be you coming into that power yourself, coming, like, literally jumping from the Two of Fire, the Two of Wands, all the way to the Queen of Wands. And that's a massive leap. Feeling like you were defeated and then, like, coming into your power, if you will. Future, we've got the Four of Pentacles, holding on to what you have. And it's also, it's being wise with what you've got as well, too. And I love the fact that it's, you know, the Queen of Fire with this, because I think what she's doing is planning for something bigger. With this energy underneath the deck, the going into, like, that meditative state and getting some R&R, I feel like, you know, you might even be saving. Definitely. For something bigger, maybe something passionate that you want to be able to do. I keep on feeling travel right here. All right, well, let's clarify this with below. We're clarifying for Aries, please. Spirits, peace and protection all around us. Maybe you need, like, rest and relaxation after being sick. Wow, these cards don't want to shuffle. Oh, I just noticed too. So we've got 4, 4, and then 2 down here. Okay. So, bottom of the deck, nice. We have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is it's a Taurus card, but it's all about, like, corporation and the way things should go, and religion, and, you know, structure and business, but successful business. You know, the Hierophant is top of his game. He knows what's going on. I think with clarifying the meditative state, I think that's, like we were just talking about, needing to take some time, maybe some R&R. You know, like when you've overworked yourself and it's like, burnout is what I just heard. So, like, you're approaching burnout and you have to take, you know, take a break before you just completely lose it mentally. That's what I'm feeling right here, for sure. Okay, clarifying the Two of Wands, please. We've got the Knight of Swords. This is really interesting too. I had I think it was the Leo reading, but this same exact card in the same exact position. So the Knight of Swords, is talking. It's a communication coming in. There's like a message, or somebody, you know, coming back with some information that could potentially stir up some stuff. Now, because it's clarifying this Two of Fire, again, this was something that happened in the past, but I'm feeling like it was health related, right? So it could have been some, like, really big news. Could have been, you know, surrounding this this Queen of Wands as well. Yeah, because then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. And now, Wheels of Fortune, it's obviously fortunate, right? You always want them to be, but it's a wheel. So it's talking about when one thing ends, another thing begins. And it's kind of, you know, it's a gamble, right? I I feel like there was a lot of fun, but maybe some potentially risky energy, risky business involved here. And that was the gamble. Take it as it resonates. This, storyline is not for everybody. But let's see where the wheel takes us. Oh, okay. So remember how I said that I felt like this was about travel? It's the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is about walking away. You're walking away from something. You could also, when you're walking away from something, you're also walking towards something. And it's interesting because it looks like she's researching or looking up stuff. So maybe, Aries, you're researching where you want to travel to. Maybe you're researching, somewhere that you want to go. Yeah. Researching, rest and relaxation, potentially. But it looks like you're definitely going somewhere in the future. Could be off to a foreign land because this looks like very, mystical. Something's over, or it will be. Yeah. Something that's over that took a lot of energy, because that's definitely like what this was all about. All right, well, let's move on and get into notes from the universe on love and connection. Again, this is just the energy for the next week, so it's not like, we're not talking like super future timelines here. And energy changes. That's why these are just, storylines, because when people make decisions, whether it's you or the other person in the story, whatever those decisions are changes everything. This is readings. When people are doing readings, it's just based on the energy in which we're collecting right now. Some people can read energy further in, but there's always shifts, especially in retrograde. Dear goodness. So I just looked back to, the song, and it says, when I'm gone, you think you're moving on. This is all about moving on. It really is. And even the Four of Swords here, they're moving on down this alley. It almost looks like they're escaping, if you will. So maybe, this is crazy. This completely just changed the message. Somebody's escaping something or running away from something or wants to get away from something. Could be a corporation. Could be some kind of business or structure is researching something to go away. So there's that too. I mean, you can leave comments and let me know if either of these timelines or any of this resonates with you. I'm really interested now because that just completely changed the message. Sorry about that. I mean, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Gosh. And I can't even remember now after, did I cut that? Did I cut the deck? Because we were, dang it. I'm going to cut this one more time. And it's funny because as I do that, before I do that, the one that was on top, the one that was atop, in case I already cut this because I just got flabbergasted by that message, it says, give yourself more credit. So maybe give yourself more credit if that's the intended message. Otherwise, I just recut it and it says keep it simple. Old souls use words very sparingly, except of course for I, love, thank you, wow, now, and cool. Wow, I love you now, the universe. P.S., which sounds much better than wow, now, I love you. Sequence is important. Sequence is important. Something having to do with this research in the future happening after this wheel, but sequence is important. Take care of yourself, Aries. Whatever, you know, your body. Yeah. I mean, I think you're going to a period of where you're going to be able to get that rest, but I can just feel it. Like I said, getting into this reading, I was just like, ugh, I hit a wall of just, felt like my energy was being tapped, right? So I really wish you well. If you guys liked what you heard, if I happen to hit on any points and you want to make sure to tune back in next week, I'll be adding new content. Definitely would love and appreciate if you can like, share, and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. I've got, you know, links for donations and tips. If you want to book a reading, I'm going to be booking for like the next 2 weeks. And then if you want to check out the decks that we used, everything's in the description. So really, really appreciate your time, Aries. Thank you, and I'll see you again.